You hear that? That's the sound of a man's pulse when he's got everything on the line over a piece of hollow plastic. Josh Safdie didn't just make a sports movie, he made a heist movie where the treasure is respect and the weapon is a sandpaper paddle. I'm talking about Marty Supreme. Timothée Chalamet, I guess that's his name. I can't ever pronounce it all the way. But he gave us the performance of the decade. This is Parallel Frequencies. I am Just Blane. She is Coco, and you are the freaks. And we're here on Tuesday.
Here Tuesday.
How are you, Coco? Timothée Chalamet. I can't ever say his name. Chalamet.
It's not even close to accurate. I'm just trying really hard to give a very good French accent to those American French actor. No?
I can never say his name, though, but I believe it's Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Did you see the Met Gala last night?
I missed it. Was there any fantastic fashion choices I should know about?
You know what? Like I happen to kind of miss it too. I like to think that I was standing in solidarity with Zendaya because she decided to skip as well. Her reason was she's too busy, which, I mean, I get it. That's what we were too busy.
Aren't we all? Zendaya, yeah. Aren't we all, girl?
Yeah, but there were quite a few. I think we should go through some of the best dressed.
I'll be Melissa, you be Joan.
Is that who does this? Is that who does their version of the Who Wore It Better?
That's who did. You know, Joan River, may she rest in peace. Those red carpet fashion shows that they used to do is, I'm sure somebody else has taken up the mantle. But I promise when we look at these fashion choices, we'll be nicer than they were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at this first one right here. Oh, look at this.
Oh.
We got Rihanna and her man there, A$AP Rocky. Look at that.
Fantastic.
What can you say about that? And this is on Vogue's website right here. They're wearing Chanel, A$AP Rocky's coat. I'm jealous. This is like medieval looking, right?
That's some nice drip right there.
Drip. Look at you.
Yeah. I used to feel so bad when I was a kid because, I mean, this was the era of very limited fashion options for men. But I used to watch red carpet things when I was young, and I thought, I feel really bad for men because it feels like they have, two options? Like
right.
Tux or a black tux. And that's really, there was like little things like maybe something on the lapel or, the pocket square. It was just so limited in what they could do. And I am loving that the rules are going out the window.
Out the window.
You do. Dripped in a pink jacket. I love it.
You're not going to tell A$AP Rocky. He's always dripped out. Like, you're not going to tell him what's in and what's out because he's the one making it. Yep. Look at him. I love it. Love the chains. I love the, I think that's an apple or something in his hand. It looks like almost like probably Chanel or a Cartier coated apple. That's wild. And Rihanna, Queen Rihanna. Look at her. Let's go to the next one. Let's see somebody else. Woo!
Okay, that's my favorite so far.
Emma Chamberlain. Look at that.
Look at
it says hand painted butterfly dress. I would have said peacock.
Yeah. It does look like a painting. It looks like she's wearing a piece of art. And that is obviously being an artist and an art teacher. I'm very pro splashes of color.
Yeah. Let's see something else here. Oh my gosh. Well, wait a minute now. We got
art.
Jeremy Pope here. Now, I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't mind any of this stuff because the Met Gala, that's what they do. They come in and you might see some crazy stuff.
Right? Yeah. But what is it reminding you of? Does it remind you of anything? Because I can tell you what it reminds me of. Anything come to mind?
Yeah, well, it ain't going to be the same thing that you're thinking of. I'm thinking of from the old WWF days, Giant Gonzalez. He was a wrestler, and he was like a humanoid man, and he had it all spray painted on.
I love
what are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of the suit in Arrested Development when he has And I'm not trying to be mean because this is not saying good or bad, but that is the first thought that came to my head was George Michael and Tobias trying to wear this Adam suit and be like, He's wearing it under his clothes because he wants maybe to think he's got muscles, and
Yeah.
like totally knows the whole time. She's like, that's the suit, right? You're wearing the suit from Adam.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, not gonna knock it. And it's made of
Oh.
some sort of beads and crystals. Who knows what that's worth?
Love it for the Met
Now,
Gala.
look at this. Now look at this. This is
Ooh,
Gwendolyn Christie in Giles Deacon. That's the fashion there. Giles Deacon. I like how all these are, these 2, 3, 4 namers for fashion people here. But look at this. I love that.
Love it. It reminds me of the new Wuthering Heights movie. Like a lot of dramatic, bright red, big hats.
Yeah. Have you watched it yet?
That's what I think.
It just hit the streaming services. Have you seen it yet?
I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. This is what my wife led me to last night. Have you seen Beyoncé yet? Have you seen Beyoncé yet? And I was like, once again, no. I was watching the NBA playoffs actually, so I was a little more busy.
That's okay. We all have our thing.
But look at Beyoncé dripped out in this.
Nice.
And I'm going to go ahead and start the controversy because you can see that it looks like a skeleton. I don't think it looks like, I think it is. I think she's got a human skeleton dripped in diamonds or something.
Took x-rays of her actual skeleton.
Oh my God.
Recreated it jewel by jewel, right?
That's
that would
more
be
likely.
Attention to detail right there.
I think maybe that's more likely and probably a better, if we're going to start any kind of, rumors, that's probably way better than the one I said that she's wearing a human skeleton dripped in diamonds. I like it. It could be a human skeleton, but it's her own. And like you said, they scanned her. I love that.
Yeah, and meticulously placed jewels in each spot.
Thank you so much for keeping me on the straight and narrow, because we would have had people out there thinking, oh my God, Beyoncé had a human skeleton on her. A real somebody else's, not her own.
Well, the way Hollywood is, that would have just made her more popular. They would have just been like, she used actual skeleton. And then rumors and the legacy, and it spreads. And then, 100 years from now, it'll be told in dark caves, when we're all living back in the Stone Age. And
My favorite, though, from the Met Gala right here, Katy Perry herself. Are you seeing this? I'm not sure if she was going for one of the ladies from Dune, the ones that do the sign language down there like this. They got the whole show about them too, Dune Prophecy.
Yeah.
Or if she's doing a mix of that and astronaut, because she's got the head thing on, because, she went to space. She's an astronaut.
Okay, yeah, I can see astronaut helmet in the inspiration.
Yeah, but look at this. This thing, she walked around. People didn't know who it was at first, apparently. The rest of her showing.
I love a mystery.
And then she opened it up, and it's Katy Perry. Ooh. It's a mix of, a nun, too, it looks like. So, but I think that's incredible.
Yeah, I like the drama. I love the drama.
She's either that laugh at it, or you don't know if what's going to happen there. Like, do you laugh? Do you try to find some good? I did like it, though. I think it is. Is it the Kwisatz Haderach or whatever it is? Is that the name of the ladies? Or is that the name of something in Dune? I don't remember.
I just know, like, they kind of play the priestesses, the kind of, kind of.
Yeah.
That archetype.
She had to have had some inspiration there. I just don't see how she couldn't. I don't know.
What's amazing to me about watching them do the Met Gala, especially when you watch like the Kardashians, they're always showing themselves getting ready for the Met Gala. So I get to behind the scenes of all of that. And it's amazing to me, just the absolute trust. They just like lay to the hands of the feet of the designers, and they just say, I'm your muse. I am your mannequin, basically. Just whatever you design for me, I'll wear. And I think I'm like pretty particular just in times when I've been to formal events where I'm like, I won't wear mermaid. I won't wear, there's like certain things where I'm like, I don't like the way this looks on me, and I don't like the way that feels when I'm wearing it. I'd be uncomfortable. And to just be like, I just trust the designer entirely to have me seen in public however they choose.
Now, you and my wife are going to a space prom this weekend or something. I think aren't you?
Yes, it's what is it called? Cosmic Disco, I think, is the theme.
21 years and up dress up.
Yeah. It'll be
I ju-
interesting. I don't know
I
if what I
already know.
got to wear is going to be anything Met Gala even worthy, but
I already know. I'm gonna be getting a call. I'm gonna have to decipher what you guys are saying, and I'm gonna have to come pick you up wherever you guys are. We need a ride home. We in bottle probably show up. You have bottles clinking together. Warriors
yeah,
come
yeah.
out to play.
If the evening goes well,
Yeah,
we won't be picked up at the location we were dropped off.
exactly.
We'll be miles from there, having walked there ourselves. We'll be like hanging off of lampposts, swinging.
Shoes in hand.
Yep, shoes in hand. We're like, hey, you know, that makes me out to be way more wild and adventurous than I actually am. That's
Hey,
so beyond my personality that I'd be like, more
it can
likely
happen.
we'd be calling one of you or my husband and going, we're tired now. It's past our bedtime. We want to go home and go to bed.
Nah, I like to picture it as you guys are gonna be sleeping in the tunnels underneath the bike trails over there by that park. That's what I'd like to think. I've seen people over there before. But let's get into Trophy Tuesday, Top Tier Tuesday, a movie that should have won an award, would have won awards, but it was a jam-packed awards season. One battle after another, beat it out for Best Movie of the Year. Timothée Chalamet didn't win Best Actor for this. And this is probably one of his best performances. He's only 30 years old.
Yeah.
He's going to get another Best Actor Oscar.
For sure.
So let's not worry too much about that.
This was just a warm-up for him, I think. I think that as good as his performance was, him not getting the award this time is not even really that big of a disappointment or surprise, because it's like, all right, no big deal. Not your time, wasn't your season, but definitely like, let's keep an eye on this guy in what projects he's going to be working on the next few years, because there'll be other opportunities for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And like Dune 3, I could see him getting something in that. I'm so hyped for that. I've been watching a lot of Dune. That's why I was talking about Katy Perry earlier, having some inspiration in her Met Gala. And Michael B. Jordan is who beat him out for Sinners. Mm-hmm. And if it hadn't been for him, like I said, if it hadn't been for a jam-packed awards season, any other year, Timothy walks away with this award, adds it to his trophy case for however many he's going to win. Him not winning, like you said, I think it's going to add fuel to him. I think it'll add a little more fuel, give him a little more attitude, like we see in how he played the character in Marty Supreme. I loved it. I thought he was like chef's kiss or whatever they do. I think that's what he was.
Yeah.
What did you think when you were watching this movie, like right in the beginning, like just off the top?
Yeah, right. First thought, as I'm like reflecting, and this is after the movie was over, so it's kind of like, okay, I've seen the entire movie now. I'm looking back on it, reminds me of, in the best ways, of Uncut Gems. Do you remember? Yeah. Adam Sandler, one of Adam Sandler's best performances of his lifetime, just incredible. Yeah. But kind of a similar feel. I mean, it's sort of that New York City, different times, different generations, obviously, but there was a little bit of the Jewish culture or Jewish immigrant culture that like was going on, just kind of family and how they interact with each other, like uncle this and so, the connections between their families, but the absolute like chaos of trying to get ahead constantly, just like the running around town. I mean, I had the same feeling in both movies where I thought this main character, Marty in this movie, and the character that Adam Sandler played in that movie, both have this sort of ambition and tenacity and sheer will to achieve a goal. I mean, both being kind of a financial goal, like they're trying to get ahead with this, trying to get their money back, and they owe this person, and they screwed over that person, so they got to like go make that right. I mean, just the constant like, the chaos and stress of it. But I mean, they both had such fortitude to see it through.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, I'm a different background, different culture, different everything. And so for me, I would have been like, God, I would have given up hours ago on this adventure. The first thing something went wrong, I'd be like,
You're
how
out.
do I back out?
Yeah.
How do I just get out of it? Like, how do I just please the person I screwed over so that gets wrapped up in a tidy bow, and then I can just wash my hands of it, get out of this, right?
I think you're really onto something though, because the sandpaper aesthetic, that's what I kind of call it. It defines the vibe, and it really shows what Marty had to go through and why he is the way he is. You're getting to see a 1950s New York, not that postcard shit. And I say that because it's gritty. It's dirty. It's the version that smells like stale cigarettes and, cheap liquor out there. Safdie, director here, shoots this with signature anxiety. Like, the camera's always close up on Chalamet's face. You can see the beads of sweat when he realizes he's down by 2 points. It's he does a great job of capturing like Americana. Really, it was like I said, grit, the gambling dens, the eccentric characters that live in the margins of polite society. Did you see how the design changed when Marty entered the room, or how it got quiet, or all you hear is the bounce of the table, or the pure obsessions captured on the film? Those were related in real life too, because Timothée Chalamet, he had been training in table tennis since 2018.
Yeah.
He took a table with him. He had a table with him when he made Wonka, Dune Part 2, The French Dispatched, A Complete Unknown. He always traveled with a table.
Yeah.
It's dedication already, So, yeah, like you said, the hustle. The hustle.
Yeah, the hustle, man. I mean, the dedication that actors have, the same way that this character had for achieving his goal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, you got the sense that it was, table tennis obviously had to be somewhat important to this character, Marty. But it's also, you get the sense that it's whatever is a ticket out of here, whatever's get me out of the patterns of, maybe poverty or just living life the way that they'd been living. Whatever's going to get me out of it is table tennis being that for this person's life is like, this is my ticket out. So I'm going to do absolutely anything that I have to do to make that happen. I want to become rich, become significant, and get myself out of a, kind of a crummy situation and stuck in the mud kind of a life.
Yeah. And think he's the best all the way through. Like,
Oh, there's
without a doubt.
Knowing, like an innate, like, I don't question it. I know.
I have had the privilege of working with lots of professional athletes over the years. And there is something about them that it's not an ego thing. It's not an ego thing for them to go out there and say they're the best. They're the best. They have to believe that.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that, you will never be that. You will never be a pro athlete. You will never be the best if you don't believe you are. And they all have that in them somewhere. That drive, that you're not going to tell me anything. First of all, you're not going to tell me that you think that guy's going to beat me, because I know right now that I'll beat the ass end off of him in a game of table tennis, Like, that's how Marty Supreme came across. And he was a hustler all the way from the beginning of the movie. Like, even the opening match on the Lower East Side basement, he shows up looking like a prince in a thrift store suit, But the way he handles the paddle, it's like you're watching magic. You're like card magic. It's not a sport. He's spinning the ball so hard it looks like it's defying physics. That's a magic trick to some people in that basement. It's not hard to see real quick that he's not just saying he is the best. Well, shit, maybe he is, Like, the confidence is great and all, but when he backs it up, is like, all right, now he's not just a rebel, but he's a rebel with a very specific cause, and being the best in the world is just something he thinks is a toy at that point. He doesn't even care.
Toying with people at the same time, right?
Yeah,
this is like attitude, because it's not just like winning and talent at the and skill. at the thing that he's good at. But the social skills too, and the wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, that you could say he's either really good at it or he's really bad at it. I mean, you could kind of make an argument for both a little bit here, because he makes a lot of mistakes along the way. But he's got a lot of like, you know, hey, I'm going for it. Like, if I gotta walk right up to the guy who's in charge of where the athletes stay, for example, in the movie, one of the examples is just like going up there and he's like, I can't stay in this rat infested place you've got all of us staying in. I want to stay in the nice place. But he's got more than just staying in a nicer hotel as an agenda. He wants to rub elbows with some guys who have money and with the press. And I mean, he's always got like 3 steps ahead. He's like, I'm going to order room service because it's going to be billed to somebody else, not me. Do you know what I mean? Like, just stuff I would never, I mean, to my detriment or to my credit, you could make an argument for either one, but I'm the type of person that would be like, I don't want anyone mad at me. I'll stay in this crummy little hotel you put me up in. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you so much. You know?
Yeah. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for somebody to walk up there and tell the guy, hey, I'm better than this. Like,
yeah,
you may not think it, but I know that, and put me up better. We see a little bit of a switch, though, at that World Championship in London. You know, it's the first time we see Marty out of his element. He's facing that sponge paddle or whatever it is. You know, the technology's changing, and he's refusing to adapt. He's a purist in a world moving toward efficiency, which is, once again, reflective of a lot of real-life situations.
For sure. I feel that.
The scene in the locker room where he's hyperventilating because he can't hear the ball anymore. It's a heavy moment. It's that fear we all have of the world outgrowing our frequency. It's hard for him to be the best in the world when it's something now that he doesn't understand. And it's evolved almost past him. This kind of happens to the games of today. Like, this is real life. We see this happen. We see the game pass players by all the time. Unless you're LeBron James and you're still out there doing the damn thing every time. Game tonight. He's playing tonight. Like, let's go. 41 years old. I'm going to be in bed tonight. When he's watching him, you know? But, yeah. You know.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be an athlete to know that feeling of like, I've either got to figure out how to keep up and adapt, or I've got to figure out how to make my old ways work in the new world. Like,
so
one way or the other.
So in there, do you stay authentic or do you stay relevant? Which one? Which one is better?
Well, that actually is a great question. I would draw everyone's attention to Madonna as an example.
Yes.
Like, has Madonna stayed authentic in her music, but has she done really well at adapting and making music for every generation? Up until recently, I mean, we don't hear much about her anymore, but the truth is she did an excellent job for a span of time in her career to being like, the music is adapting, the audience is adapting. She's not going to be able to make 80s pop music the same way in the 90s and the early 2000s. She did a great job of like being herself, being Madonna fully, but also adapting to what was. I
mean, I know you don't know this, but Madonna popped up in April 2026 on Coachella's stage with Sabrina Carpenter. So she is still out there.
Absolutely.
Pushing the gaps of whatever. Decades between. She's 67 years old, I think, or something crazy, insane. Came out there and performed. So, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But Marty chose authenticity, even when it cost him a championship, you know, and says a lot. Like, he's stubborn. He was stuck in that way. Also, he didn't have a chance because once he got in that match, he realized, he's like, I'm done. Like, yeah, this is not going to go well. And we get to the relationship with his mother. You know, the quiet scenes in the apartment amidst the chaos in his career at the time. It kind of grounds the movie. It brings this thing back down.
Whole other thing going on. I mean, there's the athletic the tennis table career that he's trying to make happen and what's going on there. But that's like almost, I would say maybe a third of the movie.
Yeah.
2/3 of the movie is this whole other story going on, this whole other background, which connects to, his family and community, right? So it's a very like tight knit Jewish community in the place that and that's what I was referring to with Uncut Gems is that
Yeah.
background you see of like, we're all celebrating the Jewish holidays together. There's this really tight knit sort of, feeling about it where it's like we all take care of our own. We've all known each other since we were babies. He talks about being raised with Rachel's character, who he's also having an affair with, but like they were like raised together. Their families all know each other. His friend who's going into the ping pong ball, he's works for him as a shoe salesman. They all know his father and they're all like together, and they all take responsibility for his mother. Right? They're all like asking him to give up this dream, give up this tennis table dream that's just kind of crazy, and be like, you got to settle down and make some money because you got to take care of your mom. We've all been doing it. We've all been taking care of your mom, and it's time for you to step in and take care of your mom. So you just feel kind of that whole dynamic, that whole like the pressure he's under, all of that. And by the way, Fran Drescher, was she not amazing as his mother? Kind of, what a different character for her. I just loved seeing
Absolutely.
her.
It took me a minute to even realize it was her. And we can't forget Gwyneth Paltrow crushing it in here as Kay Stone. I know we got some issues, though.
I do have some issues about that. Gwyneth looks amazing. She is fantastic. But I almost had this like cringe uncomfortableness with their affair just because I know how young Timothée Chalamet is and I know how old I am. And I already came to a decision years ago that I'm like, there's a certain limit to who I will look at on screen and have like that celebrity crush on, right? That like, so cute. I remember the time, like Zac Efron's not even that much younger than me, but to be like, I draw the line. He's still a little too young. Like he's little, he's in like high school age. I was like in, post-college age. I was like, it's too much of a difference. I feel uncomfortable crushing on a kid that's that much younger than me. So Timothée Chalamet, like
he's 30. Yeah, he's 30 in real life, and Gwyneth is 57.
Yeah.
Something like that. So there's a big 24. There's a 20 plus year difference in the two. So there is a little bit of a feeling watching it. You're like, But I mean, it kind of adds to it though too.
In the story that she's playing the part of this actress trying to kind of recapture the career of her youth, and maybe there's a certain part of her that thinks being with having this affair with this young kid is kind of youthful, or it kind of keeps young, or something like that. So
when you take that and you add it with everything else, though, you've got really emotionally intelligent filmmaking, because you're laughing at his arrogance one minute, you're seeing this crazy wild love life affair the next minute, and then you're also seeing that lonely kid in a Brooklyn park type of vibe. You got all this going on, so Marty Reisman, the real guy that this is based on, he lived his life for that 38 millimeter ball. He didn't care if it was cool. He just cared that it was his. That's it. That he wanted. This sport was not a hobby. He wanted this to be him. Yep. And that's a lot of arrogance and confidence in it. Yes, there's a lot of ego in there, I will say. It's like saying you want to be the logo for the NBA. Jerry West didn't say he wanted to be the logo for the NBA. That he was made the logo. But if you're playing in the game today and you're like, I want to be the logo for the NBA, you're putting a lot out there, like that's what Marty Supreme and Marty Reisman was trying to do, so.
Yeah. And there probably was a lot of that same dynamic of just kind of chasing what you're trying to get met. And I'm going to come at this at a frequency of a healer or a person who understands human beings and why they do what they do with compassion. There's a lot of like needs being met here in a life of chaos. Like the way that you see him just running around, getting himself into have you ever met people like that where you just are like, why do they live their life like this? Like,
Yeah.
why is it that some people can live their life pretty chaos free for the most part? You know, things happen to them, but like not at this extreme level. And then there's people who it just feels like chaos and stress are just following them around everywhere they go. And you're like, how did they get themselves into these situations? And that's kind of what Marty reminds me of. This just like, what is he doing? Why is he making these choices that lead him to this? But people get their needs met in a lot of different ways. There's the excitement of the chase, feeling of wanting to be significant. Like, I'm important. I'm the best. I'm going to become a world level champion table tennis player. And then there's, the endorphins you get from the excitement of all this chaos and, trying to get that money. And I mean, the whole situation with the dog. And you're like, what? How did they get themselves involved in this?
Wild, right?
And I would have given up on that dog a long time ago had it been me. But they were like, we're going to get this money for returning this dog, even if our life is threatened. Insane. But looking back on it, there's this moment, and everybody has it in their life, right? This moment of realization where you're like, maybe I'm living my life in a way that's costing me more than it's getting me.
Yeah.
And I think that moment was when Kevin O'Leary, played by Kevin O'Leary, Milton, the husband, he's trying to get this money. He's trying to go to Tokyo, and he's like gonna paddle him like a baby in front of all of his friends.
Yeah.
You see that moment on his face where Marty is like, what am I doing?
Yep.
How desperate must I be to get to Tokyo? It's insane. And I think that everything kind of flips there. Everything like kind of starts to go, for him, it's like, I gotta make some different choices in my life. I gotta make different priorities, new patterns. Things have to shift. And I think we all can recognize a moment in our lives where we were like, I can't live like this.
Yeah.
Right?
When is it, freaks? Tell us. Hit us in the comments. When have you had that moment? And when have you become supreme? When have you just gone for broke? Like giving something everything. Been as audacious as Marty Supreme in a lot of times. This movie to me was a masterpiece. Really was. It's rebellious, loud, but deeply human all at the same time. Go check it out. HBO Max, I believe, is where it's at, right? Is that where we saw Marty Supreme? Yeah. They're going to like us today. Lots of Dune references. That's on HBO Max. So, gotta get a cut.
Good things that HBO Max has to offer.
They have to give us a little cut today. There's a shot right there of the real Marty Supreme. They did a pretty good job with old Timothée Chalamet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think they nailed that one. So
good shot.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for this edition of Parallel Frequencies. I am Just Blane. She is Coco. You are the freaks. And we will see you on the other side.